all get the same 24 hours. So why is it that some people build so much more with them? I'm Brian Coons, and this is the Builder Nation podcast, where we talk to top performers, entrepreneurs, and visionaries to uncover the architecture of a meaningful and fulfilling life. Let's get into it.
5,000 square feet. People are selling all their Airbnbs, 1031 exchange into this, renting them out. Jeremy McGrath, his dad owns that. This big one back here.
So these are actually storage right now, but are you building on top of these, or is all the man caves going out there?
So basically each one of these are for sale, and I don't go vertical on these. This is just one of 3 products that I own. I'll show you. So I'll see if this is open. I think I just sold this one. Every one of these buildings are, for the most part, fully sold out before I even close, or before I even finish the development.
They think it's only just
like this, yeah. And then you can come to me and say, hey, Ryan, I want to go ahead and customize it, build it. We do a mezzanine on top, and then you can put your kitchenette, whatever you want up there, movie theaters, whatever you want to do. Bathroom, shower right there, that little blue thing on the bottom in front of me, that's the clean out. And then right here's the water line. So what you use to put a water line up, you have to have Wi-Fi, and then we can track how much water it is and bill you according to that. 3-ton unit, which is really, really important. This is all, frankly, what you're seeing here. All of this from that basically power line all the way to the into my property. That whole building is called Millionaires Row. It's all of these larger units. Okay, so all of those are Millionaires Row. That comes with a mezzanine with a sliding glass door at the back of the patio.
Is it you're overlooking the lake there?
Oh yeah, you can see the lake from up there. Well, then right here, these are all for sale. These are full drive-throughs. So you go all the way through and it comes, and obviously the other buildings on the other side, but these are full drive-throughs. This one right here is 30 feet wide by 135 feet deep. I'm selling that one for $700,000. All cash. Everybody buys these cash. These are nothing but millionaires. I tell people, I build for millionaires. I raise capital with millionaires, and I build for millionaires. So half of these people now are investing with me.
It makes so much sense. You're building the product they want. It's not their forever home.
Yep.
Right. That's not what you're developing. It's just digital.
All right. So here's my boat. Yeah. So this was a 40-foot sensation center boat here beef. Oh, I do 90 miles an hour with 10 people on this boat.
Are you kidding?
For all. Was that badass?
That's pretty easy.
Yeah. And then there's my wakeboard boat. So these are drive-throughs. So I can back up this one, or I can pull it in with my truck, dropped it, and pull it the other way.
Oh.
I have to back it in.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Is that bitchin'? That's a 2024.
That's crazy. What is this one?
That's a 2024 in my thing. Yeah. So that one's fun. I thought I would take that one out mostly good.
I would imagine that one probably actually is.
Out here, it's easier. I offer actual and gas and everything else too. I load just as many people on that as I do on this one.
I believe that. There's still to go 90.
Yeah, this says 90 though.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
So I can only imagine just like the hosting that you can do on something like this. Like I know Rich does a great job at it.
So full Garland products everywhere I go. Basically, I have full auto filing. It's super foggy. I can see through here. I have an eye on top, so I can see through the fly and shit where I'm going. Yeah, so it's all like the navigation, what have you.
Have you always been in a boat, sir? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So 89.9. Fucking nuts.
I don't know how fast I've went on a boat, but I'm like, I don't think I went 90.
How often do you take this out?
I do all the time. During the summer, we're out racing from the water all the time. Usually I just talk it, and we all jump in. I have a little get in from that side. You load up and put all of our ice chests and all our stuff, ice in here, and put all your food in here, and we're gone, man.
So fast.
Yeah, we'll go have like breakfast, lunch, whatever. I tell everybody, I'm like, hey, dude, breakfast is at 9 o'clock. So me at the boat at 8. We get on the boat, everyone loads up, we're gone, go eat. With $9 million all invested, I'm building a $40 million project.
Is that what the numbers are?
So when you phase things in like this, it makes it really fruitful, especially when it's a for sale product, where you get the proceeds and you roll it. That's why I love it. So like my investors are just fat cappies, you can imagine this thing. So this is all the barn caves. With a big gym and everything that's being built.
Yep.
This is it right here. Now, with this whole area, I own all of this land as well. So here in market.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So when you're doing the gym, your phase, like that's first phase is the gym. So
correct.
Are you gonna? How does that work? Is that only gonna be for the barn caves, or is that gonna be?
It's open to the public.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like a Lifetime Fitness model where Lifetime Fitness got smart. What they did is instead of building apartments where you have a little gym and like a pool and everything, where people really don't use when you have an apartment, right? So small gyms are shit apartment projects, right? What they did is they said, fuck it, let's maximize as many rentable space as we can. Just make as many units as we can. And then give our tenants the ability to go across the street, and we'll build a much bigger gym open to the public, generate income, and then they'll have even more amenities. A gym that's much bigger and open to the public, and that's what we did. So instead of having a small community center with a little pool and a little conference room or whatever, I said, fuck it, I'll do it. Massive gym, it's 40,000 square feet, open it to the public, generate income, which means that building has value. Because if I built a community center that's a part of the residential, the building has no value. It's just a divinity. So like that's one of my old boats. Just like all these boats out here, you'll very rarely find anything under $500,000 anymore. These guys, everyone out here is about it. This whole area just got purchased for 10,600,000 acres. I'm buying this 37 acres in February. I renegotiated this 37, so I would own almost pretty much the rest of that street that we were just on with Home Depot, and then this land right here behind it. This whole thing is being developed just as we speak in master plan. That right there has 800 homes already bought, sold, and there's building more, and there's another phase back there. You know, I think the average home price is like 500,000, so it's not bad. But like some of these, like these houses are at $1 million, right? So yeah, this does really well. So we have like this thing is full pretty much year round.
And that's just campers.
Yep. This guy right here is trying to sell his that RV development there. This guy's brand new. He just built this. He's trying to think back how far, but he doesn't have what he thought was should have had, which was like air conditioning. Oh, it doesn't have installations. Nobody wants those things. They're a mess. Right, especially when he competes with me. I think he started to get an idea in that whole project. He started before me, just finished it. We can make deep buildings I built and sold. Yeah. Garland. So that project's basically like 1.5 of my buildings. So it's only like quarter of the size of my project. This whole thing's being annexed in right now for the city. All of this would be annexed to the city right here as we should be just for development. So you're going to see tons of retail up here. We passed the ball, as you know, so that you have to put the richer by us was Walmart, the airports across the street. So that's a 32 duck right. The rates into that lifestyle is, so like during the winter, everyone's like hiking. I have side-by-side razors. Like when you see my side-by-side razors, I have probably like 150 grand of those my razors.
Oh wow.
That's like a big deal. Everyone's just always out there, doing the winter stuff like that. And then snowbirds, right? A bunch of people come in from all over the country where it's typically really cold. This is the time of year it starts to swamp. So right around Thanksgiving Day, this place just swells out. You can see people drive these things around. So the side-by-sides, I have 2 of these. Small people drive these around. Yeah. Makes the house there if it's smart. This is called the Refuge. This is one of the largest, most desirable locations to live. They also on views are touring. This market sites right now. They're the worst part. Back there, we'll talk about there. But there's a golf course in here. These are all little gated community in here. Yeah, I'm the biggest developer in this town, as far as for commercial. With larger residential builders, I don't feel like you guys see there's bigger. I am the biggest commercial builder. And then right here, they did like a little Tom Golf kind of thing right here. Yeah. Have a pool, bro, that makes $500,000 a weekend for Village Village. What's the golf? They find you. So large pools, they just sway. Yeah, we fly through here. So like we're going up river to go to Topak. I come from the whole big open body of water down this here. I come flying through here all the way up to the gorge. It's really fun. Well, they got all these buildings. Everyone just goes off road, just disappears. They're like, God. People go on there. There's like fire pits, still one side over the lake. Like it's cool, man. People really have a lot of fun there. I couldn't have coming out here.
Okay.
So my dad retired, lives out here. He's retired LA County Sheriff. He lives here. All of his friends retired, live here. So this is a big retirement community, like coming out of California. A lot of first responders. The money that's here is insane. So the people from LA, San Diego, Central California, pretty much down. And then you have Phoenix and Vegas. This is the only lake out of all that. You have 22 million people in SoCal. 3 million in Vegas, right? And then you got Phoenix, about 3 or 4 million people. So when they want to do big life, they all come here. This has no speed limit. You got a casino on the water on the other side. The local party. Come back over here. And then you have the London Bridge. So I'll show you around later today too. Okay, I can be there to work. But we'll have fun. We'll take the Rangers out there. I got a bunch of weapons and guns. I'm going to go shoot and live like that. So this project right here, these guys are starting to go for a vote. This has been sitting here for like 8 or 9 years. They've been waiting for the right moment. Finally kicked this off and started to build. All of my subs, the guys that have been on my podcast, and I helped them build their business. They're the biggest subs out here. They dominate like 90% of the space. They're willing all these contracts. They get all these contracts, all these homes there.
That's crazy.
Yep, just from my podcast. So my podcast, dude, is probably the thing that I love about my podcast is like we don't have as many as Rich, but the people that are on my podcast are like private equity, true like larger check writers and investors. I raised 1.6 million yesterday a lot. So it's crazy.
How did you raise them?
Yeah, so dude, I had one guy call me and say, "Hey, dude, I've been following you forever. I saw you on another podcast. I'm a subcontractor. I actually do plumbing, and I'm expanding my business out into Havasu. I'd love that, be out your job, but I also want to invest in what you do." And I'm like, "No problem. He's got $1 million." So we ended up talking about it, parking $1 million. So he's going in with $1 million. And then I had another guy, one of my other investors, which apparently he just finished a divorce and got a bunch of money, drank free up. So now he wants to invest $500,000. That's sorry. His partner was, and I've been doing it for so long, So it's, I've been doing this for 20 years now. So I've been really raising money since like 2013, 14. I've been really building my network and my CRM and. Yeah, but you're building man caves. Everybody likes that shit.
Yeah.
So it's cool as hell. And then I showed proof of concept. I'd love to invest in something that I genuinely like. So, and then a lot of my investors come out here. They know Lake Havasu. They know a lot of them are baby boomers. They know everyone's looking to retire. This is what's going to retire. We're big into focus on healthcare, the gym, health and wellness. That's where everybody starts spending their money as they get older. There's more health and wellness. They take care of themselves. So it's pretty cool, man. What the fuck? We're building right now. This building, when I show you how dope this building is, you're gonna be like, are you fucking kidding me? When I say this building is a brick shit house, I mean it. So what I'm doing is I'm making this the ultimate man table. I'm making this a full gym, all arsenal equipment. These guys are doing all the brown coat right now. All the grading's done. This is all my offsets. I'm gonna expand that curve and that guys want about weight. Every one of these awnings for custom built, all the way there, all the LED lighting underneath it, everything is done on this 100%. So like, I sat down when everybody wanted.
What would like come at the biggest?
Half of my door, it's 5 fulls all the way up to the spine by Ranger.
What do you need from this
RF? 16-foot doors.
Oh, they're probably, dude. That's like as heavy as the landlord you need it.
Now it's neat when you check in and come into a turf right here. This whole thing will also be covered all the way in wrap. I have a huge building TV going in, man. All of your weights and free weights and all a couple of you underneath there. This whole thing is octagon lighting. Simulators go here. And then I have a CYC background so we can pull cars and voice and all whatever type of marketing photos that they've on. So all the white background stuff. I actually have a custom staircase. Like the one that you see me post on was looking at me yesterday. Yeah, it's sealed. And all of that goes here. Yeah, all those rails go up here. They go up there. I'm doing like a WeWork station up there. So I'm charging $200 per $1,000 a month. Yeah. And then I'm only going to take in about 400 members. That's all I'm going to take. This is supers.
So you actually are doing that?
I have. So this is a full gym, co-working, the whole 9 yards. Everybody that's going to be here, I have a full-time staff cleaning this place literally all the time. If I want this shit spick and span.
No, that's fine.
So these are bike hold doors. I have a 20-foot iron go here. I got all of the I'll show you what to do. And it's set up and designed where I have all the appliances so we can do like 4-break meetings. So if people want to do a Christmas party for you, they can do it here too. They can rent a spray style from it.
I said, why are you going to San Diego? Jesus.
I know. I want to start popping his up everywhere. Yeah. We have like a little miniature putting green going around the whole building. All this will flatten out, and then I'll have a deck out there. We can go out there and kick it and chill. Yeah, smoke cigars, do whatever.
I'm really on fire. I don't know if this is San Diego. That feels like top. Oh, so hard.
Oh, you're gonna drip on this. But I think it's all covered, so you're not gonna really see the view, but we'll get out in this. Right here to the left, we have a fully custom, fully built out, like the podcast studio. That is how bathrooms in the shower. Isn't the podcast studio? We have Instagram.
Yep.
He's got live, so we can move this around about 4 different ways, right? So it's like, different cultures the way you want to fit it. And I mean, from over here, this is my office full of videos. We're going to charge people that want to get podcasts. We'll basically talk about chaos to come in and do their own podcast. And we'll have our editors edit for them. And then we'll make this the brand.
Hey guys, if you're a business owner, high income earner, or investor who's been thinking about getting into real estate development but don't have the time to manage the process, this is for you. My company partners with people like you to help unlock the potential of your properties or even source and manage new small scale development projects. We manage hundreds of ADUs and infill development projects across Southern California, and our team knows how to simplify the process so you can benefit from the upside without managing contractors, permits, or design headaches. Whether you want to develop your own property, explore ways to offset taxes, or just learn how the development model works, head to thebuildernation.com/partner. That's thebuildernation.com/partner, and see how we can help you build more with the same 24 hours. Now back to the show.
So like, I'm imagining you're the visionary, but like, how many other people?
It's like, I have an idea in my brain, so like, for example, the gym, I don't design gyms, but I know how to design buildings. So I brought in a consultant that does that for a living. He just travels around the country and basically designs gyms for people. Then he doesn't make it go. So I go to him and say, hey, that's what I'm looking to do. Here's my space, and that's my thing. And I kind of really just send him and he built it right up.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. Like you have the space and you're like, so you have to get down and see.
Right.
Cool is that with also like financial.
Yeah, so you have to, but the idea is to identify the trends of the demand. If you could identify those two things and you know what the cost is to generate the income in the space, now you got to build according to that income. So what I looked at, what I was trying to create as far as the gym, and I built this, I'm like, you know what? I can probably push the gym into here before I build the 40,000 square foot gym. I can get the business plan rolling. So by the time that big gym is open, I can move everything out of here and into there. And I've already created the income and I've already created the movement.
That's smart.
It's really smart. So I'm going from small to big.
Yep.
And when you look at people that try to go, oh, you know what? I'm going to go real big right off the gate. Yeah, sometimes you hit goals. That's not realistic. So when I'm opening up a gym, it's getting me to kind of be like ears to the ground, find out what people want, what they don't want. Once I know what people want, and go, okay, well, let's do more red light therapy, or let's do more of these cardio or whatever. Yeah. So when we move over there, we'll start catering to what people really wanted after we've already given them an experience on what they want to choose and ultimately want.
Yeah.
So it's just finding out what our community wants and building according to our opportunities. So therefore, we identify demand.
Yep. Yeah, you prove out the product as you're building out.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's kind of cool if that's one.
I was at the Bragg Lease here. Here to me, he had one other guy who was doing air conditioning units. Okay? I went to him and he said, you give me a chance. How many the biggest AC guy here now, I'm just saying, I think they were pretty big, or consistent, or it's great. And when they come. You know what's funny, man, is yesterday I had another podcast with a guy you met yesterday. He actually came in from Korea. I asked him very first, like, what was the hardest thing you ever had to go through in your life? And he was like, honestly, trying to get into the States from Korea. The thing I loved about how he operated was he had to go into Canada first, and then from Canada here, and he wanted to go to he went to UCLA. To come out here, his idea was to build and establish kind of a foundation for the rest of his family to come in from Korea. So he was kind of the chosen one to go do all the heavy lift. And the respect I had from going, I kept hitting wall after wall after wall, but when I made a commitment that I'm going to get into the U.S., like I pushed 200% of my effort into it. And like that's where I've been trying to coach some other people.
That's great.
I'm like, you got
successful people, you know.
And so your host yesterday was exactly that. You're like, hey, when things need to get done in those deadlines, I'm fucking here doing it. Whether you're doing it by yourself or whatever. And that's the shit I want people to know. Like, you gotta fucking work, man. Like, it's work.
Well,
but that's what gets the shit fucking done, you know?
it's all about what he has.
And what's crazy, what you do is so important, because if you're not done, he's not done, and that person's not done, it's just one big circle, you know, fuck up that people don't do their job. And so it's just a lot of responsibility. I think a lot of people don't really know how much responsibility it is if there's that many people that rely on you to deliver. When you look at all of my projects, and you have those issues on multiple projects, you look back and you almost want to throw up how much money you've lost because of delays.
Yeah.
So when you have a big company and you have all these different projects for all these different delays, you're like, okay, well, I'm eating up interest, the cost of capital. You know, I could have sold this. I've had escrows fall out. I mean, I've had it all, man. Like, so it sucks. So you get to a point where you just continue to perfect. But once you have the right steps, I don't have to babysit. Right. So this guy, we have that loyalty now.
It's hard, Rob, to get this part done. Now with Ryan keeps bringing this work.
Yeah, like KB, literally everyone plays their role.
And it's the same for me. If I can't deliver the building, I can't get more investment. Right. So like he's doing his job. My job is to go get more capital and find more projects. It's just one big, you know. Yeah, it is a lot of money, but the contractor has to have all the relationships with the right subs. And a lot of people, I think, miss like how many subs do you work with, and how often do you work with them. If they're out there trying to establish new relationships with new subs, if they're the GC, that's not a really good sign. You want a GC who's kind of boots on the ground, currently building other projects, and has relationships with subs already. Right. Those are the ones that are probably going to do the best for you and deliver results.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And that's how it is. This is all relationship based. They all talk to each other, and it's like, hey, I need to fix this. I fucked up before I fix this. You know, this is how it goes. Yeah. But if you have the right subs that are like, so he owns the company. One of the things that I love is when young men, middle-aged, are honestly putting on their nail bags still and working, he's setting the tone for his laborers. So he doesn't have to babysit his laborers. If he's working, his laborers have to work to his level. And so the guys that are just, you know, older with brand new trucks, they're coming in bidding jobs and not watching it, those are the ones that have that problem. So the guys that are still boots on the ground are killing it. Like, it's not very common to look out like me to be boots on the ground. It's like your CEO, your project manager, whatever. But I need to build my connection with people because it does keep the balls moving, but it keeps me smart, sharp. And the more I'm able to identify other issues, I can maneuver my back office around it or whatever, or take on things that I know my subs can handle.
Yeah,
I know that kind of. double. Once you establish a team, you don't want to move. It's funny. I just did a podcast the other day going about if how many other places you want to go across the country. And I think if something really presents itself well, yeah. But like, if there's plenty of shit we can do right here. And now I could do this for 20 years. I could be building out here for 20 years. There's no relationship with the city, architects, engineers, all that shit matters. That's where the real value is once all of it's kind of up and running. Well, not like, love you, buddy. See you later.
That's my spot. I'm right to it. Like, I know people I know what quality.
They saw value going, I can build it. It's only very funny good. And I was saying, so then the next now, should try to go outside, build all the factory, like, look at your own way. But there are struggles on everything we do. Right now, the value for me is really being able to oversee these projects, different people are actually implementing and updating them, and I have the right, sellers that are actually delivering what they say they're going to deliver.
Yeah.
And if they want to establish the relationship.
And it's cool because like when you look around, you'll just see like I'm the guy that's like I can see stuff and there's another building right here. Like look, that's a site right there. I'll build on that fucking site. Right?
There's endless amount of opportunity.
You're still creative the whole time, right? It's not like you just do the same thing over and over. Every time you're like, what can I add to it? How can I make it better for you? And you understand the marketplace better at the time too. Like you understand the problem that people have and a more unique way to solve everything.
You'll never stop doing that to yourself. But that's how you get better and better. So the next one, you're like, okay, all of these things that I was worried about, we'll fix this time, And then you go through it again, you're like, you know what? Gotta fix these this time.
So what does a deal like that look like? Is it a closed fund, open fund?
Yeah, so each project has its own SPV, its own fund. So a special purpose vehicle. And basically I run my numbers, right? Of like how much are we gonna buy it for? What's our construction cost? What type of materials do we want to put in there? And I have project managers and my contractor, we all pull together and we go, okay, well, it gives us an advantage that we're currently doing it. Like we know how much it costs for an air conditioning, right? So we know, hey, we're gonna put mini splits here. We're gonna put like a certain, whatever set put in there. We have a pretty good understanding of what all that costs. So by the time I'm like, okay, can we make this pencil? Here's the way we're going to generate the income. Here's costs for the property when we start to build, sell it. Here's our margins, how long will it take to build it. We have all that locked down. So in my building pro forma, I'd go, okay, how do I want to stack the deck? Do I want to go more equity? Do I want to go more debt? Interest rates are high. I can create maybe a little bit more margin where I have more equity, less risk, and yet I will let go of more of my profits where investors get the returns that they're really needing right now. So I just adjust my profit with because I also take construction management. I am a contracting construction company. So I'm already making money. I'm making a living on the construction side while building my own projects.
Yes.
Then I manage the capital, so I can make a management fee there. And then I make some sort of back end when I build the sound go. That's on right now. That's my personal project. Yep. So that one, I don't have any private investors, but all the other ones, it's really kind of like, okay, now how do we want to present this to our investors? What makes more sense? And a lot of investors don't want to be in for too long. Like 4 years is kind of like the max people want to be in, right? So if I can say, look, I can build this in 4 years, but year 2 and out for 3, I want to start, paying you out your principal and you always reinvest it. And they love that because what happens is I take that money, they roll it back into another project after I paid out the principal. And then when I finish the project, they wish me this is detail. Once that's completed and the profits we out, now you have extra profit, which is typically doubling your money. Yep. So the original capital comes back, they reinvest it, get through 5 started. And then, you're so many, okay, rather than have a big notification profit on shit. Now I have double the amount of money to play with. Let me allocate that again so that I capture the original principal and move it over to this one. This one gets finished. I take that they make profit, and I say, okay, allocate it to this other deal. So all my investors are basically taking the principal, I've gone on to this deal and complete this one, right to raise, or I've already got another project going, so the profit turns into this, to friend into the next project. So it's just constantly market people. And then what you're doing is you're diversifying, out putting all of their money in one basket. They're separating the risk.
Right.
So people love that. And then people just want to simulate that wants to my investors are like pirates or some sort of tax jurisdictions involved. They just want to try to accumulate as much wealth as they can. So they're not looking for like cash flow necessarily. They're looking for, I want to build my wealth.
Dude, that's because this quality is like if you're keeping them happy and you're getting that quality return, even if you make a little bit less than
company can. So like Joe's gonna stock in my company, dude. So when I make a profit or a payout, Joe makes money, or I pay out, I pay my team. So my team gets a salary plus a basically a retirement plan.
Yeah.
So when I get Joe Joe's stock, he made $1 million. How long? He's a videographer, bro. So you're gonna find another videographer who made $1 million, right? So of course, what that does is it creates a whole high level of loyalty, and then it creates a lot of energy going into anything we do because it's like we need to deliver because the more we do, he's making a good
Goal.
So he's got to know he has a stay-at-home wife with 3 kids in California. So he does well financially on a monthly. Now he's got something, down the road that he can look forward to.
Yeah.
So the more we do, the more money he's going to make. And when you start looking at, okay, this project, you're like, holy shit, like you have $4 or $5 million that are coming in over the next 5, 6, 7 years on top of your salary, right? So it kind of does well for there. But to answer your question more direct, my whole team follows my lead. So if I'm like, hey guys, we're not going to make as much money on this one, but we know that the market will shift. So like, this is a perfect example. Interest rates are high, inflation is high, there's medical environment shit. What can we do to kind of create a healthy environment, safety net for our clients and for us? And so if we, get into projects that really don't have a lot of trades, we're doing boxes, bro. So, the risk goes down because the demand is there, data supports it. My investors like it, and it's not very duplicated. So my investors go into that and they make less right now, but if I can retain them when the time does come, then I have plenty of capital to go make a lot of value in the market.
Your goal is that you're taking less of a return.
Investing my own money too as we make buying more land.
Right.
And then once I get everything up established and approved, then I go raise capital. It just depends on how I do it. But yeah, we're constantly, basically the best way to put it is like our investors, we're all really in the same boat, dude. And we just kind of move with the market. You know what I mean? Like we want to keep our investors fat and happy. We hear what their concerns and stresses are. We try to cater to that and deal with asset classes that will kind of create a little more security. And then we take a little bit less on the back end, but we at least keep things going and our investors are happy. Because the one thing I will realize is a lot of investors, they just don't know where to go or what to do.
Right.
And they're scared. So if I'm the guy that's going to lead them by example, going, hey, dude, I'm bullish. I see value. Here's some data. Like we'll go on all in right now. Yeah. They're like, all right, I'm with you,
Right.
So now I kind of be able to capture this trust that had proven over time and people just want to stick with you. And so then it's like, dude, some of my conversations with my investors, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing, I need 50 grand. Okay, well, just send me the paperwork, I'll send it to you tomorrow. Cool. Like, that's where it's getting, And they don't even ask questions in some cases. They're like, all right, dude, here you go. You got another deal? I'm like, yep, and I'll send you the pro forma later. They're like, okay, cool. So yeah, I'm like, they're like, no problem. Like, people are at that point, So the only time, we really put on the show is when we're trying to establish new clients, which we never stop.
Yeah.
We always try to raise more capital because to be honest with you, I can do more projects right now. I don't have enough capital.
Right. And that tends to be with like the operator.
Yeah. And I can get the deals. So with my relationships now, look how much land I've got.
Yeah.
And I can get so I'm not having a problem getting land. And really why is because we're developing so much and we're the largest course player here. Of course, we're naturally going to get phone calls from real estate agents from, hey, I'm about to take this listing. Do you want first crack?
Yep.
So I get a lot of that too. So now I'm just like, basically my phone just rings off the hook with new opportunities. And I'm like, hey, that's a good one. And now I'm able to strike better deals, like big seller carries or, hey, it's going to escrow for a year until I have approved plans and then I'll close when I'm approved. That shit, so I don't have to put like
you're going to execute it.
Right. Yeah, and so with a reputation like that, they're like, well, we would rather take you on as a buyer and run the risk that you bail than anybody else. Because we know, like, if you find the deal and you make it pencil, like there's now a lot of sellers are smart to use me because they're like, his pedigree and his understanding of the market's better than mine. And if for any reason he can't make this work, then we need to drop the price on our land to get rid of it.
Right, yeah. If anyone's going to make a pencil at this price, it'd be you.
And I'll figure it out. So sellers, they don't know what to do with the land or, right? So they're like, hey, fuck, I'll just have Brian take a look at this. And if he can make it work, then great. And if not, then you have to really think it through and do with this land.
That's it for this episode of the Build a Nation podcast. If it gave you something to think about, hit subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who's leveling up. Until next time, keep building.